The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
I went in to go get a permit for something I'm doing at the house.
Okay.
Week. And the drive there, the experience, and the drive back kind of told me everything about Evergreen Park and what the big stories are.
Okay. How far did you have to go
Right,
for this
so I
permit?
go from 99th Street down Kedzie,
Okay.
and there's construction. Because the state is ripping up Kedzie basically all through Evergreen Park and redoing it. So
Because
get
why
ready
not?
for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
get ready for that. That's going to be just a pain in the butt. It's not the village's fault. It's the state of Illinois.
It's the state. Yes, the state road.
Blame them. Like, they have to do it. I get it. But why do we always do this stuff in the summer? I've seen winter construction in other places. Get this done when I'm not worried about getting someplace with every person in the entire village out because it's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
Be considerate.
maybe I'm just an angry old man yelling at a cloud, but that's how I feel. Then I run into a train, right? So it
Shaking your fist right now.
backs up everything. The CSX line has become such a big deal. Kelly Burke was on Chicago News this week. They actually interviewed her on TV complaining about the CSX lines. There's been some issues lately. She was all over them, sprung into action. That's another story that's going on around Evergreen Park. Then I get to the Village Hall, and I can't wait to talk to the mayor again. We're hopefully going to be doing it soon. I'm going to say it right now, folks. We are going to be live at Durbin's Thursday night, June the 24th. Live at Durbin's on the patio. I'm hoping she'll be one of my guests or a village trustee. I've already started booking the guests for this thing. But we are going to be on the patio. If it rains, we'll move inside. But we're going to be right there on 102nd and Kedzie at Durbin's. It's a great time, great food, great drink, great people. Make sure that you plan to come on out and watch a live taping of the EP podcast. Now I get there to get the permit. While I'm waiting in line, I'm hearing the permit office explain to the person in front of me, more permits for work being pulled in Evergreen Park than at any other time that they've ever seen.
Really?
Everybody's doing work on their home this summer.
I thought that would be last year with COVID.
No, I think
being at home.
think all those stimulus checks and
people were at home and noticed everything that needed to be fixed, and now they're doing it.
So just be aware when you go down to get a permit, they're busy. All right? I mean, like, the line isn't bad, but they're busy. If it's the kind of permit you need a couple of days before it gets approved, get down there. Because all of Evergreen Park is spending money on their houses, which is a good sign.
Yes.
Because that means that people care about where they live here in the EP.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So that's a good sign. So what do we learn from this rambling that I just gave? Get your permits early. The Kedzie construction sucks. I hate CSX, and I'm tired of their trains.
And we're going to Durbin's.
We're going to Durbin's on the 24th.
That's the only thing I remember. We're going to Durbin's.
First round's on me, Hannah.
Woohoo!
The EP Podcast Weekend Update is brought to you by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. They know that having a bank that can deliver under pressure makes all the difference. They helped a ton of local businesses get Paycheck Protection Program loans. They saved more than 200 local jobs, and they can help you out with personalized banking solutions you can rely on, especially during these weird, uncertain times. Learn more at bankevergreenpark.com/4U, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Your weekend weather is going to be hot, but on Saturday, expect some thunderstorms in the evening. High on Friday is 90, high on Saturday 87, high on Sunday is 85, and then we continue into the week into the 80s. It'll be sunny for pretty much the entire week next week, just PM thunderstorms on Saturday night. A great weekend if you are a little behind like me to say, I don't know, finish opening the pool or getting the grill taken care of or fixing the patio furniture. Man, I'm behind. As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, IDOT is resurfacing Kedzie from 87th all the way to 131st, so all through Evergreen Park and then to the south of it quite a ways. Don't forget that NICOR is also working on the gas mains throughout the northeast quadrant, so there are sections of Evergreen Park under construction this summer. This Saturday, the 12th, Nikki Seidel, good friend of the show, is having a big retirement party. She's not throwing it. Those that love her are. From 3 p.m. until 7 p.m., it is open to every member of the community. There is live music out there, along with refreshments, food, celebrating over 20 years as the director of the Evergreen Park Library, one of the best libraries you will find throughout the entire Chicagoland area. Stop by, say hi, and have some fun with your neighbors. The Office of Citizen Services is looking to hire a part-time Meals on Wheels driver and a part-time minibus driver. Minibus driver has to have a CDL license. Give them a call if you're interested, 708-422-8776. Meanwhile, the Village of Evergreen Park has announced something for Independence Day. We all know the parade could not happen this year because when they had to make that decision, it was back in the winter before we knew what the summer was going to look like. But they are doing a 2021 Decorate for Independence Day contest. And the guidelines are simple. Decorate your house and your yard however you want to celebrate the 4th of July. Flags, posters, floral arrangements, whatever you decide to do, and take a picture of it. They're asking that if you're shooting it with your phone, take it horizontally and then email it to the contest email, epjuly4homes@gmail.com. epjuly4, the number 4, homes@gmail.com in a JPEG format. There will be a winner in each quadrant, gift cards the prize, Evergreen Park businesses providing those. When you send the email, put your address in there. A judge is going to come out and actually view it in person. Start submitting photos whenever you would like. The deadline to submit is Monday, June the 28th, so get on this as quickly as possible. If you need more information or have any questions, give the rec department a call, 708-229-3373. Imagine, one day, out of nowhere, you need your car towed. Who are you going to call? You have no idea. Right, because none of us think about that until it actually happens. So I'm going to give you a name, Dreamers Towing and Recovery. Located in Evergreen Park, Illinois, they will tow your vehicle, locally or at a long distance, at a very affordable price. What happens when your car needs a jump start? Dreamers Towing and Recovery. What happens when you're locked out of your car? Dreamers Towing and Recovery. You got a junk car, you don't know how to get rid of it, and you just want to move along and get some cash? They buy your junk cars. Covering the EP and the surrounding south side of Chicago, Dreamers is there when you need them with 24-hour service. Call them, 773-410-4549, 773-410-4549. Turn a sudden nightmare into a dream with Dreamers Towing and Recovery. And folks, if you're into garage sales, remember you can call the Village anytime and get your garage sale out there so everybody knows where to go. This weekend there is one on Saturday and Sunday at 8932 South Francisco from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Another interesting thing I have learned as of this morning as I'm recording the show that the Archdiocese of Chicago has sent instructions to all of their parishes, full reopening to go along with this June 11th reopening of the entire state of Illinois. That goes for the churches, the schools, the events, the summer things. I know that Most Holy Redeemer couldn't get their carnival set up because they didn't know, but they're hopeful now that there'll be some events in the back half of the summer. People don't have to register for church anymore. I remember when the EP podcast at the beginning of this pandemic, we actually stepped forward when local churches here in Evergreen Park couldn't get the mass, couldn't get Sunday services out to their parishioners, and we were providing it on the EP podcast feed. And to be able to say that everything is back, I mean, everything they're putting the holy water back in there, and they're going back to shaking hands in church. I was reading this thing this morning. It's incredible. I expect that something official will likely land in every parishioner's mailbox at some point. But to get from back then, however many months it's been, 14 months or so, to get to now, What an amazing thing. Today is the day that everything is in phase 5. Everything is officially 100%. We have come a very long way here in Evergreen Park and the surrounding area. Enjoy this weekend. Heck, you could see the difference on people's faces just at the Evergreen Park Farmers Market this past Thursday. I was out there with my wife. I discovered the empanadas. There's like an empanada stand there. They're incredible. Check that out. But also the fresh fruit and the flowers and the organic honey and all the different arts and crafts. It's a great place to go each and every Thursday from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. at 89th and Kedzie at Yukich Field. But you can just feel people getting used to the way things used to be. And that's a good thing. And it's going to be an interesting summer, a fun summer, and a much better summer than what we had last year. I can't wait for it. We will be with you throughout it. We'll be here on Monday. We've got guests sitting down here at the 9-foot Homemade Oak Bar. We've got not one, but 2 competitions going on here on the EP podcast. One of them is that we're looking for somebody who wants to co-host an episode of the EP podcast. Remember, you can give us a call, 708-459-8406, and leave a message explaining why you should host an episode of the EP podcast, or go to the eppodcast.com and click on the little blue microphone that's in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen on any device and leave a voicemail through that device. We'll hear the first contestants on Monday's show, plus we will announce another competition that will reward the best of us here in the EP. Make sure you tune in everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.
Another show is wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's going to be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nude is basement. And the nude is basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudie's Basement. Broadcast Basement. The Nudie's Basement. The Broad Basement. Slancha.
The EP podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.